All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down a story that could seriously shake up the entire MCU, Marvel's Shadows of Infinity. And really, it all boils down to one terrifying question. Yeah, just think about that for a second. What if the very things that once governed reality, the Infinity Stones, came back as a single, hungry villain? I mean, we all saw what happened in Multiverse of Madness. The barriers between worlds are already fragile, kind of like paper-thin walls. And now, something is starting to crawl through those cracks. So let's get into it. It's time to meet our new big bad. And look, forget about guys like Thanos who just want to conquer stuff. This is something else entirely. It's way more fundamental. We're talking about a threat that was literally born from the dust of the most powerful artifacts the universe has ever known. And here it is, Umbra. This thing isn't just wielding power, it is power. The best way to think about it is like the vengeful ghost of the Infinity Stones all wrapped up into one being. And it gets stronger by literally eating realities. Whole timelines? Gone. Its goal? Not just to rule, but to consume everything until there's only one dark, silent universe left. Its universe. Okay, so how in the world do you fight something that eats universes for breakfast? Well, you're going to need a very, very specific, and let's be honest, a very strange new team. And of course, who else but Doctor Strange would be the first to pick up on this? He starts finding these corrupted fragments. Think of them like toxic echoes of the old Infinity Stones, and they're acting like a trail of cosmic breadcrumbs, leading Umbra from one reality to the next. He realizes right away that his magic isn't going to cut it, not alone. He needs to build a whole new kind of strike force. And just look at who he pulls together. This isn't the Avengers. This is a team built out of pure, desperate necessity. You've got Spider-Man, who's all heart and instinct. Wanda, with all that immense power, but also seeking redemption. Sam Wilson as Captain America. He's the moral compass, right? The leader. Then you have the raw power of Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. And then there's Loki, the ultimate wild card. He knows more about the multiverse than anyone, sure, but can you ever really, truly trust him? Probably not. So for their first mission, they get thrown right into the deep end. We're talking a version of New York that's literally collapsing in on itself. And yeah, they manage to grab their first corrupted shard, but they find out something truly horrifying. Umbra can create dark, twisted versions of them, and that's when it hits them. The enemy they're fighting, it wears their own faces. So this hunt for the shards takes them all across the multiverse. But it's doing more than just testing their powers. It's actually pushing this fragile new alliance right to its breaking point. And get this, in one reality, their enemy isn't some monster. It's an idea. They run into an alternate Iron Man who's working with Kang, no less. And this Tony Stark genuinely believes the only way to save everything is to, well, destroy everything by forcibly merging all timelines into one. It's that classic impossible choice, right? Do you try to save every single reality, or do you make the hard call and sacrifice some to preserve what's left? And this is where things get really dangerous, because the biggest threat isn't what's out there, it's what's happening inside the team. Loki gets caught secretly communicating with someone. We don't know who. At the same time, Umbra is directly attacking Wanda's mind, torturing her with visions of her lost kids. All this secrecy and pain just fuels the tension between Strange's need for control and Loki's, well, Lokiness. The whole team is starting to crack. They manage to grab 2 more shards, and just when they feel like they might be getting a handle on this thing, the game completely changes. Umbra isn't just a shadow anymore. It becomes real. It manifests a physical form. And they have to watch totally helpless as it just erases entire universes right in front of their eyes, in seconds. So the hunt for shards, that's over. Now it's just a flat-out race against total, complete annihilation. So this desperate race against time leads them to one final, huge confrontation. A cataclysmic battle. Everything they've been fighting for, everything they've lost along the way, it all comes down to this. The final battle goes down at a place called the Edge of Eternity. This is a cosmic realm completely outside of time and space as we know it, and here, Umbra is basically a god. It can rewrite reality with a thought. The moment our heroes arrive, they are just swarmed by this massive army of dark creatures pulled from all the thousands of timelines Umbra has already eaten. All right, so their plan is basically a Hail Mary. It has 3 parts. First, the team has to somehow hold off this endless horde of monsters. Second, while they're doing that, Strange has to take the shards they collected and forge them into a cosmic seal, basically a cage. And third, they have to power it. And figuring that last part out, well, that leads to a truly devastating realization.
See, here's the catch. The cosmic seal Strange builds, it's just an empty shell. It has no power on its own. And that's when Wanda understands. Her chaos magic, the one power in the entire multiverse that can actually rewrite reality, that's the final key. It's the only thing powerful enough to turn the cage on. But she also knows, to unleash that much power, it won't just drain her. It will completely erase her.
And so, in her final act, she finds her redemption. She makes the choice. Wanda unleashes everything she has, this massive final surge of chaos magic that traps Umbra in an infinite void, but it takes her with it. She saves the multiverse, and in her last moments, as she fades away, she smiles, finally at peace after all the pain and all the loss. But you know how it is in the Marvel Universe. A victory is never really the end, is it? It's just the beginning of the next, often more dangerous, story. And the cost of this particular victory, well, it's about to create some brand new threats. Strange. Sam, Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, they all make it back to their worlds. But nobody's celebrating. Sure, the multiverse is saved, but they lost Wanda. And now they're left with this heavy, haunting knowledge of just how fragile everything really is. This peace they fought so hard for, it already feels temporary, like it could shatter at any moment. And then we get the first big twist. We cut away to some shadowy realm, and who do we see? Loki. And what's he holding? The last corrupted Infinity Stone shard, the one that was missing. All those secret chats, all the deception, it was all part of his own game. He was playing everyone, just so he could snag a piece of that ultimate power for himself. But wait, it gets worse. Just when you think that's the big cliffhanger, we get one final, absolutely chilling reveal. We see someone watching this entire thing, the whole journey, on a screen. And it's Kang the Conqueror. The heroes fighting for their lives, Wanda's ultimate sacrifice, their so-called victory. To Kang, it was just an observation, a data point. And now, he's seen enough. He has everything he needs. So that leaves us with one final, pretty terrifying thought to chew on. With Wanda gone, Loki running around with a corrupted Infinity Stone, and Kang watching from the shadows, was this a victory at all? Or was this whole epic universe-saving battle just the opening shot of a brand new multiversal war? One that's been orchestrated from the very beginning by the one guy who was just sitting back and watching the whole time.